Hi guys, it's Bethany. Today I am going to try to have a tutorial for you. This is for a diamond painting from a friend. Her name is Teresa. Hello, Teresa. She bought this off Amazon and gave up on it before she even started because it was confusing. And so I figured there's probably some people out there who are interested in diamond painting but don't really know how to do it. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through this. This is a kit from Amazon, so we're going to do this Amazon style way. It has instructions down here on the bottom, and this is all the things that came with it. Okay, so this is the canvas. It comes with a plastic covering over it because this part is sticky, and that's where you put the different diamond drills, is on the sticky part. And this helps protect it from other things getting on the sticky part while you're working on it, or when you're not working on it for that matter. So this is the canvas. This is where you will be placing the dots on. It has all these numbers. Sometimes you'll see symbols, sometimes you'll see numbers, sometimes you'll see letters. These ones are letters. I think I said numbers earlier, but I meant letters. This one has letters, and here it has a guide. Okay, so we're going to work through that. It also comes with these. These are all the diamond drills that you'll put onto the canvas, and it comes with this. These are the tools that you'll need to do this. Okay, so step number 1 says, refer to the comparison table on the canvas to identify each diamond number and the corresponding printed number on the canvas. Okay, so that's kind of what I was saying here. You have a table, you have it numbered 1 through 23, so there's 23 colors. You have symbols, you have 23 different symbols. These are all letters. And then these numbers over here are the DMC numbers. That's useful if, say, you don't have enough of a color and you need to get another one to replace it. That can help you know what color you need if you, for some reason, you don't have enough. But basically what you're going to be looking at is the symbols. Okay, and so for example, let's look at sorry for bumping you. So for example, let's look at this right here. Like the one in the very corner is an E. So you have to put the diamond that is an E. So you go on your chart and you look and you see, okay, number 8 is E, 648 color. And what you'll do is these have numbers on them, right? Do you see that? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. E, since E is number 8, that's this one right here. And that's the color you'll put on the E's. Okay, so now for step number 2, well, actually, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do first. There are a few different options you can do at this point. You can either kit up, which is get all of your things ready and organized. You can put these in containers and label the containers if that's an easier way for you to do it. For me, first, I'm going to separate each of these bags so that they are ready to go. This is a bag that I think Teresa must have opened. That's number 5. But otherwise, let's check and see if we have everything here. So starting with 23, we're going to go backwards. We have 23, 22, 21. Okay, now let's look for 20. It's probably at the end of this line. Yep. So we have 20, and you guys do not have to do this step. You can just grab whatever one you want to do and start putting it on. I just like to organize it just a little bit. Usually I put these in bags or containers, like bead containers, and label them and organize them. If it is a big long-term project, that is definitely the way to do it. But you can also just have all these colors when you open the bags. You can put them in little baggies and you can just have them all together like this. It doesn't have to be organized. If you look at some of my other videos, if you go to the Kitting Up playlist, you will see a few different ways that I've done this. And so if you're interested in seeing other ways of organizing or working on the project than what I'm going to show you today, check out some of those videos. There's a lot of different options. You can not organize, you can just jump right in. You can put things in to plastic containers. I don't have any sitting right here. This one from the last one that I kitted up, I still have it in their bags, and as I'm going through, I'm putting them in other bags and labeling them as I use them, which is kind of what I'm going to do for this one, I think. So you can organize them like that. This is another one I have that has just the bags. I just have them thrown in there. So you can do that. Or you can put them nice and neat in beaded containers, which I have a few kitted up that way too, but I don't have them right here to show you at this moment. So let's go ahead, now that we have these kind of ready to go, let's open this up. Let's look at this. So in here, this is called a toolkit because it has all the things you'll need. You have wax. This you stick, oh, thanks for the pet hair. This you use in this pin, because this is how you put the beads, the little things on there. The wax you put in the pin and it makes it sticky, but not so sticky like glue, but sticky enough that the bead will stick to it. And then when you stick it on the sticky canvas, it sticks to the sticky canvas and comes right off of there. So you use the wax for that. This is a tray that comes in the kit. There are a lot of other trays out there, but this is one of the most basic ones. And this is what you put the diamond drills in, what the color while you're working on it. This also came with some baggies. We're going to use these. We might end up using some more, but we're going to use these for organizing these. So now one thing you can do is you can just go through each of these, cut them open, pour them into here, label them. Say for this one, you do just write a 1 on there. You could use a Sharpie or you can use a sticker. And then you can go through and then each of them will be in a bag like this. And then when you need the color, you just open it and use it, which is the same thing you would do with containers as well. This is a really small painting, so I don't imagine it will take a very long time. And probably the way that I'm going to approach this is just color by color. So let's see what the next step on our Amazon instructions are. Number 2 says, insert the round end of the dotting pin into the dotting cement. Push hard to keep the cement in place. So they're calling the wax cement, the dotting cement. So it is usually covered with 2 pieces of plastic on it. That's to keep it from getting dirty and yucky, okay? You'll want to take off one of those ends when you want to put the wax in, okay? So I usually do this laying flat on a table, but I wanted to hold it up close to the camera so you can see. So this end is for single placing. If this is flat on a surface, I'm going to use my finger and just press against my finger. You just push straight down until it's down all the way, and then you pull it up. And usually, not always, but usually it will take the wax with it. See that hole? And the wax is in the pin. Now, if it doesn't do that, sometimes you have to try a few times to get it right. But usually if you just push it straight down and up, you'll get the perfect amount of wax in the tip of your pin. Just absolutely perfect. This is a multi-placer on this side. You can use this to place multiple diamonds down at once. It's not something that most beginners use because it does take a lot more, I don't want to say skill, but I guess that's the word for it. It takes a little bit more skill to use it. I'll go ahead and put some wax in that side and then maybe show you guys some multi-placing. See how that wax is in there perfect? Yeah. And it doesn't always work that way, guys, but in this case it did, okay? So there. So now you have your pin ready. You have your colors ready. You might have them kitted up a little bit better than this, but for now, that's where we are in the instructions. 3, Use the round end of the pin to stick a diamond and slightly press down to remove any extra cement. Okay, so that's just it. That's if you don't get it in there very, very good, but this is perfect. I think that's perfect. If you end up having extra, or if, say, you can also just slide it like this, you can kind of scrape on it. If you do that, you'll want to push it in there and scrape it off. It's your craft. Do it however that you want to do. So I'm not going to do that part, but I am going to look down here where it says E. See if I can zoom in a little bit for you guys. Sorry. Okay, so that says E. So that's the color I'm actually going to start with. You can do this any way you want. You can do all the ones, you can do 2s, 3s, 4s. You can go in order that way. You can go from an edge and go inwards. You can do a little tiny squared area. You work on this painting however works best for you. So for me right now, I'm going to start with the very corner where it says E. And like I said, we looked at the chart earlier, so we know that's number 8. So I'm going to go over here to my beads, and this is number 8. Okay, so what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to cut this straight across, and I'm going to pour these into my tray. All of those are in the tray. I'm going to go ahead and cut out this number 8. Throw those away. Cut out this number 8, and I'm going to keep it with these diamonds so that I know what they are. Now, unless I use all of these right now in this kit, which I might, but the E's, there's quite a lot. They go up the sides on this window of this picture. This is like an open window to a beach. So I was pointing at these things, and you guys, I forgot I zoomed in. Sorry. All along here are E's, and all along here are E's. So that color may end up taking a while. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because I might just do a few of these. I actually didn't need to pour all those in there, but that's another story. So I'm going to take this 8, and I'm going to put it in the bag. I'm going to pour some of these back into the bag because I don't need that many out right now. And you got to be more careful than what I just did, because otherwise you'll get them everywhere. But if you spill them, you can just scoop them up, put them back into the tray. I'm gonna do that right now. There we go. So then when you have your diamonds in the tray, the flat side, there's a flat side and a round side. The flat side is the side that goes down on the painting, and the round side, or if it's squares, it'll be the rounded square side. This is a round diamond painting kit. There's still a little bit more gems, beads, whatever you want to call it, in there than I need. But basically you just kind of shake it back and forth. And because there's lines in there, they'll naturally kind of line up. Excuse me. Unless you're multi-placing, it doesn't really matter how well they line up, because you know that you just use the rounded parts on there. And eventually you'll get more used to shaking this out and then lining up, and then you'll be able to use the multi-placer also. So one thing about these green boats that come in a standard kit is they're not very good. So if you're having trouble with this, keep in mind that there are other better trays out there that work nicely, but the kits do come with everything you need, and so this is what the kit comes with, and you can use this. You can use this. I prefer bigger, more solid trays that I can shake around a little bit easier. This you have to be really careful, right? So if you had too much wax on your pin, you would dip it on there, and it would kind of smush some extra out. And you could just, I like to just kind of twist it on my finger there and get the extra out, and then just pull it off. You can also just take the wax and put it in there yourself without using the pin to do it. There's a lot of different ways that you can do it. So now you have your diamonds that you're going to use. You've set the extra aside. Oh, I'm so zoomed in that you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. Okay, so you have all your things ready. Now we are on step number 4. Tear apart the partial film and place the diamond on the canvas according to the corresponding number. I'm going to go ahead and read the rest on here. It says, number 5, if you stick a diamond to a wrong area on the painting, remove the diamond with tweezers. 6, after finishing, slightly press down the diamonds with your hand or a book to ensure that the diamonds are firmly attached. So those are just some extra tips to do. So the next step to this diamond painting, now that we have everything ready, is we're going to take off this film. Now you can take the whole thing off, or you can just pull it back just a little bit. If you pull it back just a little bit to work on a smaller area, it might keep flipping back on you. And that's where cover minders come in. Cover minders are really, really helpful. They have 2 magnets on them, and they're usually really decorative and pretty. One goes on one side of the canvas, the other goes on the other side of the canvas, and it sandwiches the canvas, the plastic paper on top, so it doesn't go anywhere, and that's really nice. On smaller ones like this, it's probably easier just to take the whole thing off, because if it's going to keep flopping on you, that's what I'm going to do this time. Now, if you have animals or something that always come up here and want to see what you're doing, you might not want to do it that way. So let's go ahead and show you how to place your first diamond. So taking your diamond painting pin that has the wax on it, you will push down on one of the rounded tops of the drills. As you see, the bottom is the flat side. I'm on the top side, and I'm just going to put that right down on top of the E. Okay? Now there's more E's there, like right next to it, so I'm going to show that to you, okay? And that's how you diamond paint, and you do that with the whole thing, okay? So to multi-place, you want to pick some diamonds, gems that are drills, beads, gems, dots. There's a lot of different names you can call these things. So when I say any of those things, that's what I'm talking about. So if you're gonna try multi-placing, you want to make sure that the ones that you're picking up are lined up. This is a 4-placer. It actually has a 4 on it. There you go. It actually has a 4 on it. And that's how you can know how many of these you can pick up with this. So I can pick up 4. So I want to pick a row that has 4 that are together. I like to tap the side of the boat, the tray that I'm using, so that they all line up on the bottom of one of these lines, so they're nice and even. And then I pick 4, and I put the multi-placer on top, and then I lift it up, and there's 4 on there. And so for this piece, there's 4 right here, and I'm just going to show you. Like that. And it's still kind of crooked. I like to kind of roll it as I place them down. If the dots are on there a little bit crooked, you can take your diamond painting pin. You can take your diamond painting pin and just move them over a little bit, however you need. So then basically what you're doing, because this is number 8, this is symbol E, I'm just looking for all the E's. And I'm just putting this on every E that I see. Okay? So now, when you decide that, okay, it's time for me to switch colors, say you did a lot of those, maybe you did all of them that are on the picture, whatever the case is, you carefully pour these into whatever you're saving them in. It can be any kind of a bag or container. And then you close that up. I can set this aside. I know this is number 8 because it has the 8 in there. I didn't even have to write on it. And I'm just going to set this in order with all my other ones over here. number 8, just to try to have a little, what do you call it? A little structure. Just have a little structure there. Okay, so now we're going to look. See, I have those E's. Whoops. Okay, so see, I have those E's placed down on some of the E's now. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you another one. What should we go with? Let's go ahead and try H. H is number 7. It's right before this one I just did. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So, as you can see, this package is number 7. We're looking at the chart. 7 is H. So right now we're doing the H's on here, and we're going to do the same thing that I did before. Cut off, pour. I'm going to go ahead and cut out the 7 so that I don't have to write on the bag. Throw that away. Grab a bag. Put the 7 in there. And then I'm going to pour some of these extra ones in there also, because you don't really need that many to work at a time. Whoops. Good Lord. So I'm going to pour quite a few back in here because you don't really need to work with that many at a time. So, you know, I'm going to show you examples and things. So, say you're working and you've done some of these and you're like, "Oh, I need some H's again." And so, you know, that's number 7. You go to number 7 and you're like, "Okay." I mean, you don't have to pour out very many. You can just pour out like you know, 1 or 2. You can reach your finger in there and pick out 1 or 2 if you need to. But especially on these smaller trays, the less that you have in there, it's a little bit easier. As you can see, most of those lined up really well because they're not fighting for attention of everything else, right? Okay. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit so you can see this a little bit better. All right, so here we are zoomed in on the canvas a little bit so you can see. Now we're working on the H's again. So I take my pen, I stick it on top of one of the diamonds. As you'll see, it's not like very sticky. It just has to be enough that you can pick it up and hold it. You can just dust it right off. Say you picked up one you didn't want, or for some reason it's just not on there the way that you want. Maybe it's just barely hanging on. You can always flick it off and grab another one. So you stick the pin on there. Oh, see, like that one. That's a good example of what I'm talking about. Of course, it won't focus because I'm too close to you. This one has a bunch of stuff around the outside, so I'm not going to use that one unless it's like the last one and I have no other choice. Okay, so let's zoom in again. Okay, I'm going to pick, so what I did on that one was after I picked it off, I flicked it off into my hand because I didn't want it. So you pick one up and you put it down on the symbol. It's that easy, you guys. And for each letter that's there, you just find the right color for the number on the code and keep on working, and eventually the whole thing will be covered and you'll have a really gorgeous diamond painting. If any of you out there have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me. Leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will do my absolute best to answer any questions you have. I hope that this has been helpful to forgive my mess ups and bloopers, if you will. Hopefully I've edited most of them out because I've spilled quite a few. I spilled quite a few drills during this video. Anyways, when they're not lined up well, like if a lot of them are upside down, just shake the tray a little bit. They'll flip over. They will flip over. And when you pick up the drills, you can either pick them up at an angle or straight on. It doesn't really matter, whatever works for you, to just pick them up and then be able to place them on the canvas right where they're supposed to go. Like I said, when they're not lined up, when they're upside down and stuff, just give them a little shake. They'll flip over. To me, it's very therapeutic, actually. I like to work on the outside edges and work in. And since I'm right-handed, I usually start on the right-hand side of the canvas. That way, as I'm working in, I'm not getting stuck on the canvas. You know, if I was left-handed, I would kind of be sticking on the canvas. So I'd probably want to go from the right bottom or the right top. Of course, everybody does it different. You might find a different way, but that's what I do. And then by the time I get towards the middle, my hand can just sit on these dots that I've already done. And it also helps press them down and get them really good in there. After all of this is done, I like to take a roller, roll it across, make sure everything's flat and pressed down, and then your canvas is done. So that is how you diamond paint an Amazon kit. I hope that you found this useful. Like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I know that for a beginner, diamond painting can be very stressful sometimes, and it's funny because to me, it's one of the most relaxing crafts out there, but because you're dealing with little pieces and you look at this canvas and you see all these numbers or symbols, and it can be a little overwhelming. But the truth is, once you get it down, it is so relaxing, every part of it. So I hope that you guys out there will consider beginning diamond painting. And for those of you who are already diamond painters out there, if you watch this video, thanks for watching. Maybe you learned something new. I don't know. I just felt like when my friend gave me this, I thought, you know, I'm going to just read through the instructions on a video. Maybe this will be able to help her out. So I hope this helped you out, Teresa, and anyone else out there watching. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.